Hello, welcome back to my favorite corner. Right now we're going to speak about fear of rejection. I think that the fear of rejection is one of the biggest fears in the world. That's why so many people are more afraid of public speaking than they are of heights or dying or something like that, which is kind of crazy, but it's true. People would rather jump off a building than they would stand in front of a crowd and speak, or post a video of themselves showing who they really are. Because the fear of rejection can be so terrifying. So terrifying. What if I'm not liked? What if you judge me? What if you think I'm stupid? What if you think that I'm worthless? What if you think I'm wrong? What if I offend you? And so most of us, for most of our lives, we sit back, we silence our own voices, we say, who am I to speak out? Who am I to stand up? Who am I to start something, to create something, to share my heart, to share who I am, to share my gifts and talents with the world? But what if some of the most amazing people in the world, the greatest world changers, life changers, what if they said, who am I? Why would we limit ourselves and not try to reach our full potential? Maybe I'll never be an Oprah Winfrey or an Elvis Presley, or maybe my reach will never reach further than this screen with a couple of people watching that are probably mostly my family members or people who would be interested in judging what I have to say. But maybe it will. You never know, maybe one lyric can touch someone's heart so much and stop them from suicide. Maybe it will touch their heart so much and make them heal and feel like they can fall in love again. Maybe hearing truth from your personality, your words, your way of speaking is the only way that this person could receive the truth. It's interesting when you think about it. I know in my journey of learning, there's been so many times where I hear someone speaking and they could be saying the very same thing I hear 5 years later and receive it as an amazing epiphany. But when I first heard it from that first person, I couldn't stand the way they talked. So I just didn't want to hear it. But then years later you hear it from someone else and they say it just the way you need to hear it. And it's like, ooh, that just hit my soul. I get it. I get it. That's amazing. So don't discredit who you are. Don't discredit how you talk, how you look, what you say, and how you say it, because some people might relate on a level that you have no idea. But staying silent in fear will guarantee that no one will ever be affected by you, positively or negatively, right? Sometimes staying safe is so boring. It's so boring. And we feel it when we limit ourselves. We start to not trust ourselves when we don't speak out, when we don't stand up, when we don't use our gifts and talents, right? We become even more afraid to use them. But I say, go for it. I say, screw it. I say, forget about being afraid of judgment and rejection, because all that is what our minds make it. And we create rejection to be this massive, terrifying monster, when really, it's just someone's opinion. And not only that, but we think that rejection means something and it might not actually mean that. Do you know how many times I have been afraid, terrified of what people thought of me, to later find out they were feeling the exact same way about me? Literally. They actually liked me, respected me, and wanted to be my friend. And I had no clue because I spent all my time being afraid of what they thought of me. And we laughed later on. And to this day, we're still super close. That's happened numerous times in my life. Sometimes fear is actually the way that you need to move towards. Who would imagine? It's scary, but sometimes when you step out, it's like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty cool. You can make new friends. And rejection is really only in our mind, because if someone says they don't like us, that's theirs. That's their opinion. We don't need to keep that or receive it unless we want to. Right? If I decide not to accept their rejection and I say, oh, it actually, when someone rejects me, it only matters this much. It only means this much to me. Flick it away, move on. Or we can create the meaning of rejection to mean, they rejected me, therefore I am a piece of garbage. They rejected me, therefore I should never speak up again. They rejected me and I allowed it to create a hurt in me and a wound that was so bad. I'll never love again. I'll never trust again. We create the meaning we give things, and we need to say, stop this garbage. Rejection is not as important as what we think it is. And rejection is still someone's opinion, which is invisible. Right? We cannot let our value be decided based on what other people think. We have to know deep down, so deeply, so truly, who we are, what we stand for, that no matter what anybody else says, it's not going to shake us. I think that's magical when I see it. Absolutely magical. That someone can stand so firm, so clear for what they believe in, that they're unmoved by all of the slander, all of the rejection, all of the hatred that someone has against them. I think that's a beautiful way to be, like the story of Buddha, who was very, very good at reacting to hatred and verbal abuse with love, right? I think it's really neat, and I think it's time that more of us start remembering that and stop limiting who we are. Have a good one.